Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Central Dauphin Middle School. My name is Jeff Plummer. I am one of the assistant principals here at Central Dauphin Middle School. It is truly a pleasure to welcome all of you, our partners in agriculture, education, and community, as we come together to highlight a program that is making a real difference for our students. On behalf of the Central Dauphin School District, I would like to thank the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, the Pennsylvania Beef Council, our local producers, our outstanding nutrition group staff here at Central Dauphin, and all of our partners who have worked together to make programs like PA Beef to PA Schools possible. In a school district like ours, which serves a diverse student population, access to nutritious and appealing meals is essential. When students have healthy, protein-rich options available, it supports their growth, their focus, and their ability to succeed in the classroom. As a principal, I can tell you that what's for lunch is a frequently asked question here at middle school. A number of our students also take part in our free daily breakfast to start their day off on the right foot. We are grateful for the partnerships that make this work possible and are proud to be one of the schools helping demonstrate the impact of these programs. Thank you all for being here today and for your continued support of Pennsylvania agriculture and Pennsylvania students. And with that, I would like to introduce Secretary Redding.
Thank you. Mr. Plummer, thank you, and good morning, everybody. Honored to be with you. It's always good to be in a school. It's always good to see the partnerships that are evident in both the work that we do, but also just making this community function, right? So thank you for what you do. It's an honor to be here today. I really appreciated the taste test that we just experienced with the middle school students. In the back of my mind, I am thinking about Farm Show, right? And we're always in search of great judges, right? So don't be surprised, right? Don't be surprised, particularly since you're in the neighborhood for the Farm Show. We can always use some great constructive judges. So thank you all. Just a note of thanks. We're gathered today for a couple of reasons, but I want to particularly say thank you to the farmers that are here. We spend a lot of time in the Department of Agriculture thinking about our farm community and what it takes to stay on this land and in this business. And every one of them will tell you it is not easy, but they are committed to it. These are generational farmers or folks who take a very long view of the work that we do. I'm always appreciative of folks who do that, but at the same time, are always thinking about what happens today in terms of what goes into the marketplace, right? Ultimately, it's about producing a product that finds its way to the market, and they have done that, of course, with our beef here today. We often hear the phrase, it takes a village. I'm going to amend that a little bit. It takes a village and a farm. Right? It takes a lot of people, and I think folks see this partnership that's evident here, that all of the good product that we produce in the state ultimately has got to go through a channel and through different hands and people. It finds its way to marketplaces, and whether that's our local store or here at the school, and then it gets further sort of handled by folks in this case, the nutrition group, who take great care of that. But this is the village, and this is the farm that you see here today. So I'm very appreciative of all of our school food service providers across the state and folks who staff this as well. Two reasons that we're here. One is simply celebrate the success of the PA Beef to PA Schools program, and you'll hear more about that, but just from the department standpoint, just want to express our appreciation of how much work it takes for the Beef Council and the team that's come together to make this initiative work. It takes a lot of people, and a long view is noted, just as we do for the farm community. And two, part of the connection here is what we do through the department in something called the Pennsylvania Agriculture Promotion Matching Grant Program, right? So we contribute to, it's a one-to-one match contribution. So for the dollar that the Department of Agriculture puts up, the Beef Council and others match that. And I like the model just because it gives the buy-in, of course, from what we do as the state and the department, but also the industry stepping in to help and support it as well. I view the resources as yeast, right? You put some in and it raises other funds. And we get a chance to really recognize and see the value of that today. For the 25-26 grant year, there's $381,000 that's available for the Ag Promotion Matching Grant Program. And you can do three things with it. One you see today, right? And that is the creative approach to how do you build, market, and connections between products and marketplace. We do a lot of education of both producers and consumers through this. And third, importantly, is we also get a chance to work on sort of export markets. So it's one of the few places where we can actually contribute to work that happens in our export markets. But that's sort of the market side, the economic side of it. What this is really about is sort of connections. And you find them inside of the work that we do here in the department. You see it between the farms and families. You see it between producers, schools, and further to students and families. And certainly, our eye is also on that next generation, right? The opinions formed here through taste testing or what is served in this cafeteria has a lot to say about one's future views of food and food systems, right? So part of that is having a good experience. But also we want folks to make a connection between what they eat every day and the health of their community and the health of their bodies and families. That is an important part of the conversation. And as we heard, very, very few of the students here have that direct connection to farms. Some live by them, some see them, they all appreciate them, but that experience is something we want to capture here as well. So a note of thanks to the Central Dauphin Middle School and the whole school district as well. This is a success story that we can tell and talk about. We appreciate that connection that's being made certainly here. We appreciate also in this school, it's not just about the what's for lunch. I like the approach of really thinking holistically about that student. Every student, I'm sure, likes to eat 7 days a week. I do, right? But school is 5 days. And I think the awareness of what happens between school out on Friday and when they arrive here for breakfast on Monday is a concern that we have, and this district is taking that approach to really thinking about what to do about that and how to approach that. So it's a good feeling all around, and just a note of thanks. We see the impacts, of course, of the work here, both in the students, we see it in the school, and we certainly see it with our farms and the farm community as well. So I'll end there with a note of thanks to the producers, to the folks who make it work, the visionaries. This doesn't happen just because you and I like it, right? Someone had to sort of figure it out. And then you've got this creative and wonderful team that's come together from farm right here to the cafeteria to make it work. So on behalf of the department, thank you for what you do. We know that every beehive has a queen. In this case, we've got a queen. Right? You're the queen.
I am the queen.
You're the queen. You are the queen. So it is my pleasure to welcome Sharon Kidd, who helps provide the leadership and vision for this. Sharon, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Wow, I don't know where to go from there. I'm a queen. I feel like that was it. Hi, I am Sharon Kidd. I'm the Senior Director of Food Nutrition Services with the Nutrition Group at Central Dauphin School District. First, let me start off by saying in my 25 years that I have been in school food service with nutrition, this is probably the most exciting opportunity that I have ever been able to be a part of. The partnership that we've developed with Happy Valley Meats and our local farmers has been something beyond any expectation I could have ever come to light. And I mean, it offers so much excitement each and every day from, just speaking with Nicole and Dan and Jesse to sharing this with the kids, the families, our school board, and our local administrations. It's just a whole nother level, bringing all this good, wholesome product back into our schools at such a much needed time when there's so much going on with food insecurities. As you know, school nutrition programs do play an important role in the daily lives of our students. For many children, the meals that they receive at school are some of the most consistent and nutritious meals that they eat. And because of that, we do take our responsibility seriously to provide meals that are not only appealing, but also wholesome and nourishing. Through this partnership, we have been able to incorporate locally raised beef on our menus, giving students access to a high-quality source of protein that supports healthy growth and development. Working with trusted partners like the PA Beef Council and Happy Valley Meats has helped streamline the process and reduce many of the challenges that schools often face when trying to purchase local foods. We sincerely thank the Department of Agriculture for programs like the Ag Promotional Grant, which allows programs just like these to exist and prosper. And as I was sharing with our producers earlier as we were sitting, Central Dauphin is 100% PA local beef. Everything that we serve within our district is all PA local beef, 100%. But most importantly, the program benefits our students. Students have responded positively when we serve meals that taste good and keep them satisfied throughout the school day. High-quality protein like beef helps support energy, focus, and overall wellness. We are proud to be a partner of this program and look forward to continuing this important work together. And kudos to all of you, and especially you, for making this happen. This is an opportunity that we definitely have not taken lightly, and we are looking forward to fulfilling more opportunities in the future. I thank you again very much for everything that you've done, our taste tests, our students, our principals, and my team. We couldn't be happier. Thank you. Dan?
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. My name is Nicole Hockenberry, and I'm the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Beef Council. The Beef Council is a nonprofit organization that works on behalf of beef, dairy, and veal farmers across the state, and essentially what we do is promote and educate all things beef. I'd like to begin by expressing a sincere appreciation to the Department of Agriculture for their continued support through the Ag Promo Matching Grant and more. This investment is so much more than just funding. It is a commitment to strengthening agriculture, supporting our schools, and investing in the next generation. The Ag Promo Grant allows us to help provide a 50-50 cost share with school districts and institutions to help provide more beef more often to the lunch tray. Through this partnership, the Beef Council works to facilitate and build relationships with both public and private school districts, as well as early child care centers across the state. I'm proud to say that count of relationship building continues to grow and is currently at 140 districts, representing about 30% of those in Pennsylvania. One of the most meaningful aspects of this program is how it brings schools and agriculture together in a very real and practical way. Through this partnership, students gain access to high-quality, locally raised protein while learning where their food comes from. It creates a connection between farm and cafeteria, helping to bring young people a better understanding of the hard work and care that goes into producing the food that ends up on their plate. This program also creates new and meaningful market opportunities for local farmers. Through the PA Beef to PA program, PA Beef to PA school program rather, the Beef Council has served as a conduit, bringing together both producers and school districts and easing the barriers of entry, ensuring success every step of the way. For many producers, this has been a stumbling block. Selling into school district nutrition programs represents a stable and reliable market for family farms, keeping them viable without discounting the high-quality protein that they work so hard to produce. Programs like this strengthen Pennsylvania beef industry by creating sustainable local demand. Perhaps most importantly is how the program invests in the next generation by connecting students and agriculture early. This builds a stronger foundation and understanding of agriculture. We are certainly grateful for the Department of Agriculture, all the folks that are here today who have been tremendous partners, and we look forward to continuing to elevate beef menu options, providing more beef more often into children's bellies and fueling the minds of these children. Now, that's something I think we can all continue to be proud of, and I just want to give a big thank you from Beef.
Hi everyone, my name is Dan Honig, and I founded Happy Valley Meat Company. We're a collective of Pennsylvania cattle growers, and we are so grateful to be here today. We're grateful for the PA Beef to PA Schools program. We're grateful for the nutrition group to bring us in at large, and then also for Central Dauphin to care so much that they want to have their kids to have local meat. Behind me are some of the growers that we work with. We have Keith and Kathy Weidel, Frank Stoltzfus, and Bill Palmer. And one of the things that I just want to talk about is the stability that this program, PA Beef to PA Schools, brings to Pennsylvania cattle growers. Bill was telling me how he's trying to get his daughter to come back to Pennsylvania from Colorado, and he leans over to me and says, if I put more cattle on the ground, would you buy them? And that is exactly how he's luring his daughter back with the promise of a viable farm business. And that comes from the PA Beef to PA Schools program. Keith and Kathy and I were just talking about how they spend 2 years growing this beautiful, nutritious product. They put all this pride into it, and most farmers do not know where their food is going. And that's crazy. So today we got to come here and they literally got to see students eating their burger, eating their meat and enjoying and laughing, asking questions, learning how long it takes to grow beef animals. And that's the exact type of relationships that this program really develops. And we're grateful for the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture and the PA Beef to PA Schools for making this all come together. Across the schools we work with, the question is always, there's appetite, there's desire, there's excitement, but the question is, how do we do this? And it takes, as you can see, it's no small feat. There's a lot of us standing here in this room that have to work together to make this happen. So let's keep getting some kids more local Pennsylvania meat, more Pennsylvania beef, and more Pennsylvania food. Thank you very much.
I think at this point you just say amen, right? I think Dan brought this to a point where this is exactly what it's about. It starts out with a very important vision, of course. It takes a lot of partners, but ultimately being aware that the decisions we make, both as citizens at large and certainly as school administrators, about the foods we eat and the connections and the stories we tell is an important part of education. But it's also just an important part of a functioning society. Right, being aware of what's around us. In this case, making very intentional decisions, right, to bring in the farm and the products produced here. And having, I think, the really important reminder of who is feeding us, central to decisions we make every day, has a lot to say about what we value, has a lot to say about what that future looks like, and ultimately it has to matter. It has to matter who's feeding me. It has to matter where the food came from. If it doesn't, we lose. And I think today, as we are particularly sensitive to land issues, jobs, and the quality of life at markets, all of that is embodied inside this simple grant that's born out of a vision by the Beef Council and then this beautiful partnership that's come together. And we see that, and we say thank you to all of those partners. It's about good food. It's about what we do here in terms of our farm and the outlook. It's the collective that Dan noted, and certainly, ultimately, it's both a viable farm and a viable community that we are interested in. And finally, we're reminded that you can't feed a hungry mind on an empty stomach. You can't do that. It doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for you, and to think it's going to happen for our students is not possible. So the awareness of what that takes every day to do it. You've got a wonderful partnership here with the middle school and the district, and we just want to express our appreciation to you for the work that you're doing and the way you're approaching it. So please, for those who are thinking about the grant, it is open now, $381,000 for the next year. I hope the projects we see come through are as creative as this one, and really give us a chance to tell the story even in more counties and more schools across Pennsylvania. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hosting Mr. Plummer and team. Thanks for all you do. It's an honor to be with you. Thank you.
Why is it important for students to learn about agriculture, and how does this program help kids understand where their food comes from?
I think that the kids, when they have the knowledge, our kids today really need the knowledge of where their food is coming from, what they're putting into their bodies. And I think learning about the agriculture is almost like a segue into understanding, the products and what's out there and what we're doing. And, mostly with our producers, farmers, and growers, where it all comes from. They're so used to going into a grocery store and seeing the product, but they need to understand that the product comes from real people doing real jobs and real work to make sure that they have the nutrition to feed and grow their bodies.
such an important investment. What excites you about this next round of funding for the Ag Promo grants?
Things like today excite me. This is only possible because of the Ag Promotion Matching Grant, right? It's the one place you can do exports, you can do education, you can do market testing, right? And that's what the PA Beef Council did today. That is just a one little sample. You can do hardwoods, we've done mushrooms, we've done dairy. All of that's possible because of the matching grant. $1 raised is $1 matched.
Frank, what did the event today mean to you as a beef farmer?
Well, it was a great event. We're grateful to the department for asking us to come and put this on. You've heard the expression, beef is what's for dinner? Well, now the kids have beef is what's for lunch, right? And so the more we could spread this across the state, the better off everybody is. The kids win, the school districts win, cattle producers win, and our government wins. It's a great grant program. It's a wonderful program from start to finish.
What are the benefits of a program like this when you get to see the end state of connecting the local beef farmers to the students here at the school?
Yeah. So the benefit of connecting the cattle growers with the students is that most farmers do not get to see the end consumer of their product. With cattle, that's a 2.5 year cycle. They put all that work in for 2.5 years and they don't know who gets to enjoy their meat. Well, today we had a bunch of growers come in, meet with some students, get to see smiles on their faces. On top of that, schools really provide stability for those growers, and the fact that they know where their product's going, they get the excitement from the student at the end, but they can also start building and making their farms vital business. They can start making their farms viable farm businesses by having that stability, that dependable income, and that's huge.
Yes, please, thank you. All right, you guys. I know.
RSS. L Hugo.
Structure to it.
I forgot how to hold this. What is that? Is that a sticker at the bottom?
Oh, we got things. We got four. We got four things to try. And then we got, what is it?
Should I do a money spray?
Will you spread them out so you can get a good picture of them?
Sure.
The options.
You got
Local beef here to your school. I don't know how many may raise their hands. How many of you guys know you were using local beef? Show of hands. All right. And the idea is, we want to understand like where your food's coming from. We have some of the growers here with us today that actually raise this beef. All the voting is anonymous, so you don't have to worry about offending anybody's feelings. What you're going to do today is you're going to decide on some of the burgers that back, right? Like you don't want to tell us something because you think it'll make us feel good, because that means you might get a burger you don't like on the burger. And so the questions, and I'm going to steal one of these because my memory isn't so good. Yeah, I'll give it back, I promise. So about the burger, that's okay too. You can just write NA, which means not applicable, or you can write nothing. But sometimes we don't like something, but we like parts of it, right? We can not like the whole, but we like parts of it. And so try to identify something that you like about that burger. So this is your opportunity to be creative, make some suggestions. And then after you've tried each burger, you just write the ranking from 1 to 4. And if you don't like any of them or you wouldn't eat it, just write an X through, right? So if you're like, I wouldn't eat this, make an X through. All right. By raise of hands, how many of you eat local foods? Foods grown in Pennsylvania. All right, I like this. We're doing pretty well. Can somebody volunteer maybe some of the things that you've brought up? Yeah. So, Oh yeah, I mean you
I was
can.
gonna say variety.
Yeah, the variety. So maybe. Many of them. So you know already that you like.
Is it like, are you sitting in your grade like 6th, 7th, 8th? Who are my 6th graders?
6th graders are all here.
Yeah, we're all right. 7?
29 billion? How many hamburgers do we as a country, all Americans, eat in a year? 50 billion, which is enough for everyone eating like 1,000 burgers.
So you want me back here, sir? No, walk around. Okay, you can.
Probably pretty accurate. Maybe it's
You know what I mean? It's the best.
Behind you.
Yeah, we have practice tonight.
This is Korean barbecue.
What's this? That's no fuego. I'm not gonna remember this.
It's the one Amy's bringing you right now. Am I correct in that?
Yep. And again, 1 is the favorite, 4 is the least favorite. So we are number 1.
That's the Fuego. Kristen is bringing around the.
And what I've been telling everybody is kind of maybe put it like close to where it is, so that
The first thing as you guys get the burger, look at it. Is it appeasing to your eyes? Does it look nice? What about smell it? Smells good.
They all eat beef. That's
What are the things you guys are noticing about this burger first?
It's got jalapeno spice.
Go ahead, give your honest opinions.
Okay, thank you. What's best about it? Thank you.
Fried oaf, got it. Okay. All right. Always take a look at what's on it.
It's usually me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even like lettuce.
You don't like lettuce? Got it. Which one like least about the burger? Okay.
One bite.
I tried the.
So what are some thoughts we're having over here? What are the first
So
tasting
good.
notes? So you like the flame.
Like it's not too much, but it's just the right
Got a little bit of kick. It like warms your mouth a little. Yeah.
We do know one is the highest.
Yeah, make sure
One is
take
the
a sip of
highest?
water between
Yeah.
the two. Yeah.
One is the highest.
But you can wait.
We're good. We'll get some more out to you. Are you sure? Yeah.
okay, that was not
You missed some fried cheese.
You guys eat your
That's always in search of great judges, right? So don't be surprised, right? Don't be surprised, particularly since you're in the neighborhood of the farm show. We can always use some great constructive judges. So thank you along you for the work that we do. I'm always appreciative of folks who do that. But at the same time, are always thinking about what happens today in terms of what goes into the marketplace. Sort of handled by folks in this case, a nutrition group who take great care of them. But this is the village, and this is the farm that you see here today. So I'm very appreciative of all of our school food service providers. It's a one-to-one match contribution. So for the dollar that the Department of Agriculture puts out, the Beef Council and others match it. And I like the model.